Hi guys, and welcome to advanced search function in Excel using VBA. So let me show you guys how this works. Okay, right in here we can use this to either navigate left or right and so on. And one other thing that we can do, we can come right here and search using any of these fields. Like I said, supposing we want to search for someone with 45 pounds, just click on that. There's nothing with 45 pounds in there. Okay, now let's see. Let's go for 45 column 00. There we go. We do have 45 column 00, but if you notice, when I enter 45.0 and it tells me there's nothing like that in there, so you have to be specific. We can also search. Let's just pick any other column here. I'm going to go for the surname. Let's say we want to search the surname is Sky. There we go. We have Sky right there. Suppose let's change that to someone else. Let's say we want someone called More. There. And one other thing that we can do is we can delete whatever record we don't want. Let's say we want to get rid of Peter Pan. Just click on delete. There we go. That is it. Gone, as you can see. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to take you straight into Access Development Environment, and we put one of these brilliant tutorial together. Like I said, it's all about search. So let's do that now. So I'm going to exit out. Yeah. Okay guys, let's start a new project here. I have some raw data in here, but first of all I'm going to save this data. Let's just go to File, Save Project As, and I'm going to save it right inside this directory. So let's double click on this folder there, and I'll just give it a name. Let's call it maybe Excel Advanced Search Function or something like that. So I'm just going to say Excel VBA Advanced Search Function. Now you see the save type. I'm going to change that to Excel Macro Enable Workbook. Okay, now click on Save. There we go. Now the next thing is I'm going to go straight to the developer. For those of you that don't know about the developer menu, if you don't have it on your system, all you need to do is go straight into File, click on Options. Inside the options you should be able to see this dialog. Select Customize Ribbon. Right inside the Customize Ribbon you need to drop this down. Make sure you select Popular Command. The Popular Command, you should be able to see your developer there. It will be unchecked. All you need to do is click on check and then click on OK, and that's it. Your developer menu should appear up here. Click on your developer menu and then select Visual Basic. Once Visual Basic is selected, this blank environment shows up. Go straight into Insert. Click on Insert, select User Form. There, that is your form. You can now define the size of your form how you want. I'm going to define my form as follows. So let's go for the height. I'm going to make that about 800. And the width, I'm going to make that 1004. And 1000, okay, let's say 1040. That is it, done. The next thing is make sure you have your tools. If you don't have your tools, that's the icon for your tools there. Let's select frame, drag the frame that much, and I'm going to get rid of the text content of the frame. Go to the caption of the frame, delete frame, and right in there I'm going to change, first of all let's change the back color to green. There we go. Now click on the toolbox again. You see where we have A, that is label. click in there, and that very label, let's change the size of the font to something much more readable. Maybe I'll go for about 36, and I want to make the color, I'm going to change that to something highlight text, and make sure the font is also bold. Yeah, it should be bold. There we go. And the text, you now want to scroll right down here. You see where we have text align. Change the text align to center. Just drag it that much how you want. Now let's change the text content to something. Let's go straight to the caption and just change that to Excel. VBA. Excel VBA search function. There we go. And that's that taken care of. Alright, now the next thing we want to do, I'm going to copy this again, just dump it here and get rid of this in there. I don't need that, or I can just reduce it because I'm going to need a label here. Okay, this very label, let's change the size to maybe about 30. Let's come to height. No, let's come into, yeah, change that to about, or maybe 20. Okay, and get rid of the text content in there. Just change that to barcode. There we go, and bring it down much. Okay, I'm going to get it aligned to the left, and that is it, done. Now the next thing is grab hold of this text. You see where we have AB, that's your text. Draw it right there, and just copy that. You're going to need it again. There we go. And right beside it we're going to need a button. Yeah, that's fine. We just need to extend this, extend them both, yeah, and add a button there. We're going to make that button about, okay, that's too much. I'm going to make it 164. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and the text content in there, let's just change that to something much more readable. I'm going to make that about 22. Let's come right here, just select that, change that to 22 bold. There, and get rid of the text content, change that to search. And the variable name, I'm going to change that to CMD search. Okay, I'm going to add the last frame now. We can just, let's grab hold of this one, bring it right down here. I'm going to get rid of this, and the width of that very frame, I'm going to make the width 1008, and right up here let's change the height to something much manageable, maybe about 400 and something. Let's go for 462 there, and let's change the background color to something lighter. Okay, that will do. Now that is done, I'm now going to make this very frame, I'm going to make this frame the child of that very frame. So let's just drag this and paste it right in there and bring it up, something like that. Very good. Okay, the next thing we want to do now is we're going to need some text box labels and combo box, so let's take care of those right now. Just copy this label, bring it down, change the text content and the background color. Okay, and the text, I'm going to make that black. Okay, now we need how many of those? We need 10. We have 2 now. We have 4 and 3 here, another 3 here. There we go. Now change the details. So this one is going to become reference number. This will become first name, and the next one surname, and here that'll become address. This will be a postcode. Telephone. And here we have date reg. Okay, here that will be, let's call that proof of ID. Proof of ID. This is going to be member type. And the next one is going to be member fees. There. Okay, back to the toolbox. We need combo box. There. And this combo box, let's change the font. That should be 20 as well. Font, come right here, change that to 20, bold. Right, this one is going to be here, one combo here, another one here. That's it, all done. And this is going to be proof of ID. So that's going to be, change it to as a CMB proof. There. This. The next one, the variable name is going to be CMB member type. CMB member type. And here, that one is going to be, let's just call it member fees. Okay, CMB member fees. There we go. So all of that is done. Now here, all we need in here is just text box. Draw a text box in there. We need to reduce the size of all of this. And just copy. Copy. Then we need 4 of those here. Yep. Then 1 here. This is going to be for my address. Let's drag the address that much. There we go. Now, let's grab hold of 1. Okay, we need 2 of those really. Yeah, there's gonna be 1 here for our buttons. Bring it down, and we'll change the back color as well. Change that to green. Back color, where is it? Right here. make that green. You don't have to go through all of this. That's how I like my own work to be, just to make it look better for me. Alright, now I'm going to copy this and let's bring it right here. This is where I'm going to have my list box. The list box will be used to display all of the information we have in the worksheet. Drag and just drag all the way. There we go. Now we need the list box. There we go. Grab hold of a list box, drag it right there. Looking good, guys. And now we need some buttons. Now I can just copy this button up here, hold on to the control, click and drag. Just bring that in properly. Right. And above here we're gonna have the spin button. I think this is it here. Yeah, spin button. Place that there. Okay, we need 4 more of these buttons there. Click, drag and drag. There we go. We have all our buttons in place. And if I run it now, let's see how it is looking. Before I run it, let's do one thing. You see here, that's going to be the barcode. Okay, now to get a barcode, let's go into one of the browsers. Okay, I'm going to open up a browser in here, and here I'm just going to type in DA fonts. Okay, that is it right there. There we go. And here, what I'm looking for is called C code 39. Okay, if you search for C code 39, that is it right there. All you just need to do is click on download. There we go. I've just downloaded C code 39. Then you double click on the folder itself and just get it installed. Let's open it up. Open wherever it is, and that is it. Extract it first. Once it's extracted, then you can just double click on it and install. That's all you need to do. And here the web URL, I'm going to paste that in here for you guys to see. That is the URL. That is it right there. Have a good look at it. And I'm going to also include this in my description area. Alright, that's the website that you need. And that's what, once the barcode is installed, all you just need to do is select whichever of the components you want to apply the barcode to and go straight to the font on your own system, whatever system you're using, C++, Java, Visual Basic, anything. Just go to where the font is, click on it in there, and all you just need to type to look for the font is type in CC, and there we go. That is it right there. Okay, I'm going to increase the font size to maybe 20 as well. There, that is it. Let's make sure it's okay, it's regular. Alright, type in CC, make sure it's selected, yeah, and make sure you select regular if you're using regular, and that's it. That's all you need to do. I'm now going to run it. There we go. That's how you create a barcode. Okay, that is it, all done. So all I then need to do now is just to give these buttons the name, and we'll start work with the coding, so we can then speed that up. Okay guys, the buttons now have their own respective names. So now what I want to do is, you see this list box, LST display is called. I'm going to copy the name. So let's double click on the form itself. You see, instead of using user form underscore click, I'm going to change that to user form underscore initialize. There. Why am I using this? Because I want to be able to see every single data that we have in here inside my combo box, no, inside the list box. So let's go back in there. To do that, this is what we need to do. We say list display dot column count. The column count is going to be 11. Why am I saying 11? Agreed, I have 10 rows, but with this one making 11. So if you count it from here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So the whole row is going to, where the data would be from A1 up to J. So I'm going to use J as the end of my data. For the J, I will just allocate about 65,000 plus. Now to do that, back in here, I'm just going to say row source, that will be equals A1 column J 65,356. There, that is it. Okay, if I run it now, all of those data that you guys see on my spreadsheet should be displayed straight onto the list box. So let's run. Look at that. Okay, that is it, all taken care of for that. So I'm going to minimize that. Now the next thing I want to do, because if I run it again, I want some data in here. There's no data in there, so I want those data. So to do that, let's take care of that. Now let's go back to that form initialize. Right underneath here, let's do as follows: member type dot add item, and the very first item, let's assume that's going to be empty, and the second item, and so on. So copy that. Alright, here I will have, let's say we have annual member, here we have quarterly member, then we have monthly member here, then we have weekly member. There we go, that one is taken care of. Let's take care of the other one. So the next one, that will be, I think, member fees, I call that. Right, let's copy it. Alright, that will do. So the first one we can say that's about, for annual will be about that. Then we have, let's say, about 30, 31. No, let's put a pound sign in there. Then 1 2 3, then we have about, okay, we have 4, so we should have 4 in there. Then one more, and this, let's make that about maybe 21, 20, and here that's a weekly one. We can make that about, there we go, that is it, all done. Alright, now the next one we want to take care of is, that's going to be combo box proof. So the proof can be whatever you want it to be. So your proof can either be driving license or whatever. So let's come right there. Let's copy this. So let's say we have empty one there, then we have driving license. Yeah, then we have maybe pilot license. We have crew license. Student ID. Okay, your bank statement. Yeah, that's valid as well. Bank statement and maybe passport. Yeah, that will do. There, that is it. Okay, if I run it now, run. There we go. So we have data that we can manipulate. There we go. That's fine. Okay, now let's deal with the search function, and after that we deal with this spin bar as well. And like I said, this tutorial is mainly about the search function, so that's what I'm concentrating on more. Now let's double click on the search button, and in there we're going to declare the following variable. I'm going to call it iSearch, and that is going to be declared as long. I as long as well. There we go. I'm declaring those as long because they can get to only God knows how long the worksheet will be for. So now I is self. iSearch, that will be equals worksheet, and this worksheet is going to be worksheet 1 because that's the only worksheet where I have the data. Dot to the range, and that's going to be A1. Close that dot to the current range and row. Current to the current region dot rows dot count. Okay, now let's use a for loop. For I equals, I'm going to make that 1 to iSearch. Right, in that case, I now want to use an if statement. If trim, and the only thing you're trimming in there is going to be the spreadsheet 1 to check dot cells, comma is I, comma 1, and if it's not there, so, and I want the system, in this case the system will just tell me you have entered invalid data or data not found, something like that. And I is equals iSearch, then this message box should pop up. Message box, let's say data not found. And let's clear dot text equals clear. Then let's get it focus as well. Dot set focus there, and I'm going to end that. And if, however, if it's there, if all of this is there, let's grab, yeah, I'm just going to grab all of these. In that case, that will be equals. If when you trim is more or less like checking the data to make sure it's there. If it's there, this is there, then the system should do as follows. Okay, produce the following. So let's say txt dot text, that is equals sheet 1 dot cell I, comma 1. That's the first one. so I can copy these for the others. I have 10 anyway, so that should be easy. And the next one is txt first name dot, then we just change this to 2. The next one is txt surname there, change that to 3. Then we have txt address, paste, change that to 4. Then postcode, txt postcode, paste, we have 5. And telephone, txt telephone, that's 6. txt date range, yeah, dot text, or let's paste instead of there. 7. We have 3 more to go, and the other 3, that should be, let's see what the other 3 is. Before that, let's say and if here. Okay, the other 3, that would be as follows. Okay, alright, let's copy that, then member type, and okay, then come right here. So here is going to be member, the others will be member type. So this is 7 and this will be 8. Okay, now the next one, CMB member type, paste, change that to 9. Then finally we have member, paste that, member fees, there we go, and change this to 10 there. Alright, let's exit 4 here, and we also need, let's end next I as well. Alright, so I would say let's try this out, then we take it from there. So that would be, with this I'll be able to just search the reference. Okay, let's search just with the reference, just with these numbers. If I use any other search criteria, I will end up with an error. So let's say we try something like, it's not going to be an error, it will just tell us it's not there, data not found. However, if we use any of these here, so let's assume we go for let's go for 4419. That is 4419 right here, this very one. So click on that, there we go, look at that. So that is working. So let's change that to 444. Okay, we're able to find 444. But if we change that to any of these columns here, the system will not work. And that is what this tutorial is all about, so that we can search with any of these other columns. So in that case, I'm going to come back into the search procedural area, and what I'm going to do is I am now going to use an OR. Okay, instead of having this here, I'm going to get rid of this, and let's just put OR in there. So let's say OR space underscore. If the trim, grab hold of all of these, now I'm going to paste this inside Yeah, let's place it inside a bracket. That's for the first one. That is number 2 there. So which means we can search with number 2. I'm going to close that out. Let's see number 2 if we can search with that. I've ended that, so I'm going to run it. This is number 2 here, this is number 1. Number 2, let's enter poll right in there. There we go, we can search with number 2 now. Okay, and let's search with, let's enter 5534. There, we can search with that. But let's try out number 3. Number 3, let's go for Jones. Data not found. That is working correct. So let's go back in there. So I'm just going to copy it around and change the numbers. So get rid of this, and that's going to be all space underscore. Now copy. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. And if this is 10, then we have to change this to 10. So this will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. If it works fine, that will take care of our multiple search function. Okay, I'm going to try out something else. Let's come to ID, proof of ID right here. So I'm going to enter pilot in there, and let's see who is pilot. There we go, Sally Southend, that's pilot. And if you come down here, Sally Southend is a pilot. That means the system is working fine. Okay, that's very good. So look here, we have annual member. So let's type in annual member in there. And who is annual member? Felix Johnny. Now let's try annual out. We have loads of annual in there. There we go. I think it picks on the very first one, Dynamic Hunter. That is very good. So it's working how we want. You can now search using any of your columns. That's good. So let's try out one more. So I'm just gonna go for 448SA. That is 448SA in there. Dynamic Hunter as well. That's good. Right, so let's exit out and come right here. None of these are working yet, so end that. Now let's go to the spin button. Double click on the spin button. With the spin button, first of all, I'm going to declare the following. I'll call it C1, comma C2. Alright, let's say if spin button 1 dot value, if that is less than 1. If I say less than 0, so that means it's going to start from the top, so I'm going to put less than 1. So C2, that will be equals spin button value. Grab all of this and paste it in there. The value, and C1, that will be equals A and C2. There. That's the very first one. And if you guys could notice, we have it up to J. Okay, I've just taken care of the first one to spin. So let's go all the way to J. So I'm going to copy this and just change it around. Paste. So the next one, that is going to be, let's say the first one here, that's going to be txt. That should be txt text, this very one. Yep, txt text. No, txt reference. Txt reference dot control sort, and that is going to be C1 equals C1. There. Alright, the very first one is taken care of. Now let's see this one, B. B is going to be first name. So this, get rid of this. B is going to be first name. Let's come down in here. Let's put a space in there. So I'm just going to change that to txt. Copy this. Txt first name. There. That is B. And we now want to repeat the same thing for C. So I'm going to just copy all of this. Paste. That is C. C would be surname. Okay. So change this to C. Now we can even copy this. I'm going to copy this and just use it for the others. So this is 1, 2, and 3. So I'm just going to copy this. Copy. And just change the names around. Paste. That would be 6, 7, and just one more. Paste it right there. This last one, that's members. C and B, member fees, yeah. And the other one, that's member type. And here we have CMB proof. Then if we take it from here, this will be address. Then we have postcode right underneath there. And telephone. Telephone, then here that will be date. That is date range here. I think that is it here. So you have 10 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so let me try this out. Save that first, run. Let's see. What is this one called? Oh, look at this. Get rid of that. We have wrong spelling. Now run that again. Oh, the same thing here. Okay, I remember copying that. Run. Yeah, there we go. Look at that, guys. The spin buttons work. So today's activity is actually based on the search, and as you can see, spin button and the search function works. That is very good. Okay guys, so let's just finish up the rest. We just need to take care of these 5, no, I think it's 6 buttons, and that's it. Now let's take care of add new. Double click on add new, and right in here I'm going to first of all declare the following. Let's say dim WKS as, that's going to be worksheet there, and let's declare another one that is going to be dim add new as range. Very good. Now let's say worksheet itself, we're gonna set, let's say set worksheet, that will be equals your sheet number 1, depending on the worksheet you're using. I'm using 1. Now I want to set add new, that is going to be equals WKS dot range, and we start from A 65,356 dots up to the end and loop around. So this means up to the end and loop. Dot offset. Set it by 1 0. Now let's say add new dot offset. The very first one is going to be 0, 0 dot the value, and that is going to be equals txt ref dot text. So that's the very first one. Okay, I'm going to copy this. We have 10 records, so we have, now copy all of these again, that's 5, and paste there. So all we then need to do now is just to change the names around. So this is going to be first name, we have surname, we have address, and we have postcode. Then we have telephone. Date date of registration. Then we have CMB proof and CMB member, that will be member type. Then we have CMB member fees, and that should take care of add new member fees. Now we need to change all of this. So this is 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There, we've just finished taking care of the add new. That is good. So if we run that now, we can add new value in here. So let's make up something. So let's say I have 9800 0 in there, and the name, let's say that is, hey, let's say it's Johnny. Johnny Davis. Address number 10, Godson Place. Let's say that is Paris Road. Okay, now Paris Road, London. Postcode, telephone, then the date, let's say is today. Member type or member identity, and that's going to be this. So all we then need to do is just click on add. Here, let's go right down, should be there somewhere. There we go, Johnny Davis is added. Very good. Alright, so I'm going to exit out. That is working fine. And let's even check the spreadsheet itself. Scroll right down. There we go, that is Johnny Davis right there in the spreadsheet itself. That's good. Right here, Johnny Davis. Okay, so the add function is working. Next, let's deal with update. Double click on update. Okay, to get this update working, first of all, we need to declare. Let's declare a variable here that we can use globally. So I'm going to, let's say, option explicit. There we go. And this variable, I'll just call it, let's say dim update row as, I'm going to go for integer. There. Now let's go back to update. Double click on update, and right in here I'm going to declare as follows again: dim I1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, R7, R8, R9 as, and that's going to be as string, but we also have one more, it's supposed to be R10. Okay, that is that done. And each of these variables that are declared, I now have to initialize each of them with the various components. So let's say R1, and that is going to be equals txt reference dot text, and the cell in this case, that is going to be update rules, comma 1 dot value. Okay, but there's something I need to get sorted in there for this to work, because it's not assigned. Get rid of that. For this to work, I'm going to have to assign this, or I'm going to have to initialize it in form load. Okay, but let's finish this first. I'm going to copy this and just change it around. And we'll get that done as soon as I'm done. So 2 there, and just change this around. This is going to be 2. We have 2 here, 3, 3, 4, and 4, and this has to be changed as well. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there, and we have 10. This is excess, so this is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we need to change the names. Okay, let's assign the right component in there. That's first name, surname, and so on. So I'm going to speed that up. Okay, that is it, all done. However, for the up row to work with the update, I'm going to go straight into the form initialize. Let's come right down here. Yeah, form initialize right here. Okay, user form initialize. So come right down here and say up row. Okay, update row, that will be equals 10, because we have 10 rows to update. Now the very first one is going to be text box 1, reference. Yeah, that's reference dot text, and that is going to be cell. Update row, and the very first row, that is 1 dot text. Okay, that's the very first one taken care of. So I'm going to copy that and just change it around. So this is going to be first name. We have surname here, and let's speed that up. That will be 2, and this is 3, and so on. And that is the update taken care of. Alright, now let's take care of print. Double click on print. So right in here, we just say application dot dialog, and that's going to be X. I want it to be xlog print setup. Let's look for xlog print setup. Well, I might as well just type it out. It's right there though. Not page setup. I want it to be print setup. Okay, grab hold of this and just change this one to print. Printer setup dot show. Very good. Now, and this workbook dot, that will be my very first sheet, and add that in here. That's sheet number 1. I want it. Yeah, close that dot, print out. Let's say print out just one copy. Copy, that will be 1 equals 1. There, that is care of our print. Now let's go back in here and take care of resets. Double click on reset, I'm going to first of all reset the following and use a for loop for the others. So let's say txt search.text equals reset. It's not within the frame, so I can change that. Then the next one is proof.text equals followed by member type text clear. Then we have member fees text, yeah, clear that as well. Alright, now we're going to use for loop for the others. So right there I'm going to say dim txt, and for all the txt that we have in here, for each txt in frame 2, I believe that is frame 2. Let's come in here. Yeah, it's frame number 2. Go back in here. For each txt in frame number 2 that controls if type of txt is ls form the text box, then we just want it to get cleared. txt.text equals clear. That's it. And if, and let's get the txt nested. That is it, done. And that's all there is to that. So that's taken care of. Right. So if we run that now, click on run, there we go, click on reset, you see that all gone. Now let's take care of delete and exit. Close that. Let's come right down here and double click on delete. And to make things easy, the delete will be from the list box, but first of all let's say dim I as integer. Okay, let's use a for I, that will be equals, let's say 0. If we say 0, that means we might be able to delete the headings. No, I'm going to say 1 to range. Let's make that uppercase, range, and the range is going to be from A to 65,356, and close that. Dot up to the end of the row, and then loop. Dot row. Dot row -1 there. And let's make sure that is nested, nest I. Now in here I'm going to use an if statement. If lst display dot selected item, if that is I, then we want selected item, select, no, that should be selection dot delete. There we go, that's it, done. And if and that's all there is to do. Delete taken care of. So if I run that now, I should be able to select whatever in there and get it deleted. Let's see. The delete is now working. Let's check. Go back in there, double click on delete. Oh, look at that. I was meant to call the role, so let's come down here and say roles, and that is going to be I plus 1 dot select. There. Now let's try that out again. Make sure this time around I've got it right. Run, select whatever, delete. There we go. Look at that. Delete Parker as well, delete Grace Moore. There we go. The delete is now working. Now let's take care of exit. Okay, come right here, scroll down, double click on exit. Inside the exit, I'm going to declare as follows: dim I exit as, okay, let's say VB message box result. I exit, that is equals message box. I'm going to just enter confirm if you want to exit. Close that. That is my first argument. Now add a comma, VB question, second argument, plus VB yes no. That's my third argument, comma, and the fourth argument is going to be search function. There we go, and close that. Alright, now I have my 4 argument. Now using conditional statement, if I exit equals VB yes, then we want the following: unload me, and that's it. Exit is done. Alright guys, and that's the end of this project. Okay, so let's run it. Click on run. Try out exit. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. Run. Alright guys, now one thing that is left is the barcode. Let's take care of the barcode. That's easy. Let's end that. So in here, make sure you know the name of the barcode. Grab that very name, and here double click in here. Whatever code we have in there goes in there. Now let's say the barcode dot text. That would be, no, barcode is not a text, it's a caption. That would be equals txt ref dot text. Okay, so if I run it now, that gives me the barcode we have in here. So let's just make that, let's say your reference number is, I'm going to copy that reference, go back in here and just paste that right here in a quote there, and a plus sign, and let's just type in reference number. There we go. Run. And there. That's how you create your own barcode. So if I change that around, see that your barcode changes. So like I said guys, this lesson is all about search. There's nothing in there, so we have that error. So let's enter Alan there and search for Alan. There we go. I think there's an error with this. Okay, let's get it sorted. And one other thing, if I enter value in here and I press this, I want this cleared. So let's go back in here, exit out before we call it the end of the whole project. Let's get it sorted properly. Double click on the spin button, and up here, first of all, I'm just going to enter txt search dot clear. Let's clear that out, and let's see. We need that's it right there. So that is it right here. This is meant to be A, B, C, D. This is E. We have F. We have a G, H, I, and letter J. There we go. Because if you look at my spreadsheet, it's from A to J, but I did not correct that. But now it's now corrected, so that is fine. Right, let's run it one more time. There. So when I spin, you can now see the address. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this beautiful tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. There are a lot of benefits. And just for your information, I do have second channel. You guys can always pay me a visit on the second channel as well. The link is on the description area. So you all have a nice day now, and bye for now. Have a nice one.